Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're talking about marketing in 2025. Because let's be real, the ground is shifting under our feet. The strategies that felt fresh just yesterday, they're already starting to feel obsolete. So if you want to stay ahead of the game, you've got to understand what's coming next.
This quote from HubSpot just hits it on the head, doesn't it? The speed of change right now is incredible. Waiting around to adapt isn't just risky anymore, it means you're already falling behind.
You know, the old playbook isn't just a little outdated. It's being completely torn apart by three huge forces. You've got the AI revolution changing how we create, consumer attention that's getting shorter and more fractured by the second, and this massive erosion of trust that's making genuine connection the new currency.
So before we jump into the shiny new solutions, let's get a quick reality check on where we actually stand right now.
With all that chaos, you might think everything is up for grabs. But here's the thing, this data shows one pillar is still standing strong. Content is still king. A whopping 82% of marketers are actively pouring money into content marketing. So the what we're doing isn't really changing, but as you're about to see, the how we do it is being turned completely on its head.
And that revolution in how brings us to our first huge strategic shift, harnessing what we'll call the AI intelligence engine. Seriously, stop thinking of AI as just a tool or, worse, a threat. You need to see it as the new operational backbone for your entire marketing effort.
And if you think AI is just for, writing a first draft, think again. It's already woven deep into the creative process. Look at this. A massive 92% are using it for outlines, 88% for brainstorming new ideas, and 80% for research assistance. It's not just a writer anymore, it's a strategic partner.
So what's the payoff for all this adoption? Well, it comes down to one word, efficiency. 84% of marketers say that AI tools have made their content creation way more efficient. The takeaway here is pretty blunt. If you're not using AI today, you're just choosing to make your job harder and more expensive than it needs to be.
Okay, so how do you actually start? Let's make it super practical. 1. Start small. Use AI for daily tasks like social posts, headlines, emails. 2. Get scientific. Run A/B tests. Pit the AI content against your human-written stuff and see what actually performs better. And 3. Let it do the heavy lifting with data. Let AI spot the patterns so you can make smarter decisions, way faster.
And if you're still thinking, this is probably just a niche trend, you need to see this number. 85% of B2B marketers are already using generative AI. The shift isn't on the horizon, folks. It's here. This is the new standard for being competitive. But here's the thing. Technology is only one side of the coin. And that brings us to the crucial counterbalance. Focusing on the one thing that AI can never, ever automate, and that is genuine human connection.
I love this slide because it captures the mindset shift perfectly. We're leaving behind the world where brands just act as sellers, pushing products, and we're entering a new era where brands have to become creators, building communities and offering real value. It's a fundamental change in the entire purpose of a brand.
And if you want proof, just follow the money. An incredible 92% of marketers are actively moving their budgets away from traditional ads and pouring that cash into brand-led content. They're making a clear bet on connection over interruption.
So what does this brand-led content even look like in practice? Well, for B2B marketers, the top 3 performers are videos that actually engage, case studies and stories that prove your value, and ebooks that truly educate. You see the theme, right? It's all about giving something useful to your audience, not just asking for a sale.
Now, this whole connection thing also has a really important technical side. With third-party cookies basically going extinct, owning your audience relationship through your own data, we're talking email lists, loyalty programs, that is your lifeline now. It's the only way you can reliably build that trust and deliver those personalized experiences everyone craves.
This quote just nails it. Trust in big, faceless brands is at an all-time low. But trust in individual people and creators, that's through the roof. The lesson couldn't be clearer. If you want to be trusted, your brand has to start acting less like a corporation and more like a creator.
Okay, so you're using AI to operate efficiently.
And you're focusing that extra energy on building real human connection. Great. But where does that connection actually happen? That's what this next part is all about, winning the new discovery.
Get ready for this statistic, because it's a jaw-dropper. Google themselves reported a 40% decline in product searches among Gen Z. Think about that. A huge chunk of the next generation of consumers just isn't starting their buying journey on Google anymore.
Which, of course, leads to the multi-billion-dollar question. If they're not on Google, where in the world have they gone? Well, here's the answer. They're on social media. The new search engines are TikTok and Instagram. People are searching for best coffee maker or a laptop review right inside the apps they already love. And at the same time, you have the rise of voice search, which favors content that answers real conversational questions.
So how do you actually win in this new space? It's simpler than it sounds. First, use the search bar on TikTok or Instagram like a keyword research tool. See what people are looking for. Second, add those keywords as on-screen text in your videos. The algorithms read that text. And third, stop using generic hashtags. Focus on niche, platform-specific tags that people are actually following.
All right, let's pull all these threads together. We've looked at the new reality, we've talked about the power of AI, the absolute necessity of human connection, and this whole new world of social discovery. Now let's fuse it all into one clear, future-proof strategy.
Here it is. This is your formula for 2025. You use the AI intelligence engine to scale up your insights and your output. You take that newfound efficiency and you pour it into building authentic human connection. And you do all of that in the new places of discovery, where your audience is actually spending their time.
I want to leave you with this really powerful thought from Kip Bodnar, the CMO of HubSpot. The question isn't if things will change. It's about whether you will change with them. It's all about adopting a mindset of constant learning and testing.
And really, that's the final question to ask yourself. The next decade of marketing is going to be wildly different from the last. The time to embrace this new tech, to build real connections, and to meet your audience where they are, is right now. So will you be the one who adapts, or the one who looks back and wishes they had?